All right, guys, the name of today's video is Feel the Club Head. You need to take ownership of this crazy looking thing at the end of this stick right here called a golf club. You have to feel a lot more than what's under your hands, this compound rubber that you're holding onto. Most people don't feel much of the club head at all. It's made that much harder, obviously, because the golf club's being swung pretty quickly. Makes it very, very difficult to take ownership of what the club face is doing. We kind of look up, we see where the ball's going, wonder why we hit the ball where we did. Remember, the influence on the direction of the golf was extremely strong with the club face. It's about a 75% bias with the face compared with the path, of course, which doesn't have as strong an influence. And you also have to understand that the path is influenced by the club face. If you have a shut club face, you're going to be forced to, push your path way out to the right. For you better players, I know you struggle with that. For you recreational golfers, a lot of slices out there, the club face is open, you're forced to swing miles to the left just to keep it on the golf course. So remember, we're reacting the whole time we swing a golf club to the position of the club face. That's going to be our discussion today. If you've not subscribed to my channel, my name is Andrew Emery. Welcome. Go ahead and press that subscribe button. There's a bell button next door. Click on that. You get a notification every time I release a new video. For those of you who are new to the channel, I encourage you to look at some of my videos. I talk a lot on my channel with regard to wrist articulation and arm swing. I believe that the pendulum has swung so far the other way to this idea that we have to sort of pin our arms to our body, what I call pinning and spinning, and then fire our body in order to square the club face up. Believe me when I tell you the hips don't move the arms move the arms, okay? It's not that the body doesn't have an important role, but the idea that we go to the top of the backswing and all we do is kind of turn the body and hey presto, we're going to be good golfers. That really is a little bit crazy. We have to get a feel for where the club face is in our golf swing. So let's talk about it for a second. Most golfers I work with struggle with a slice. Their club face is open, either at address or somewhere in their golf swing, but it's definitely open at the point of collision. So what tool can we use to perhaps help us identify that? We've got something called hack motion. It gives you biofeedback with regard to what your club face is doing, and we're moving into the winter months now. I'm here in Charleston, South Carolina. I've got my indoor studio here. So it's a wonderful time to really start to work on maybe changing some patterns in your golf swing. So let's go ahead and hit some golf shots. I've got this thing set up so you can very clearly see here how the data is actually recorded. I'm going to go ahead and hit a golf shot, and this is just my pattern. Okay, it's going to be different for everyone. And you can see here, I'm going to go ahead and show you how this thing works. I start off with about 19 degrees of cupping or extension in my lead wrist. That means I've got a little bit of a dish here in my left wrist. 19 degrees by hack motions. Data is a very neutral grip. Okay, a stronger grip would be 30 degrees of extension, maybe 4 knuckles, 3 knuckles. A weaker grip would be 1 knuckle, which flattens the left wrist. Probably be less than 10 degrees of extension in that case. So I'm very, very neutral. I get to the top of my backswing. I'm definitely a little flatter than I was at address. I take off about 10 degrees of extension, so I start to flatten my wrist as I get to the top of the backswing, and then at the point of collision when I strike the golf ball, I've taken off quite a bit. I'm minus 10 at the point of collision. So what that means is as I come into impact here, I go from a extended position at the top, which is within range based on where I started, and then I start to remove that extension as I come into impact, which actually negates loft. It turns your 8-iron into a 7-iron. I'm also closing the face in many respects, so I have a nice draw release pattern, a neutral grip, which is again this number right here, requires more rotation in the golf swing, a la Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy. Those guys both have pretty neutral grips that require a release pattern where the toe of the club is turning down and continues to rotate counterclockwise. If you have a very, very strong grip, there's nothing wrong with that. Your number rack here would be certainly closer to 30 degrees. In that case, if you add rotation, you're going to have a tendency to hook the golf ball, so it requires a different release pattern. So you're going to move your lead wrist into more extension with less rotation. Generally, golfers with much stronger grips move it from left to right. So my golf swing, pretty good shape for the most part. I've worked on this taken a lot of time to get to the position I'm in. It doesn't happen overnight. But like many of you, I really struggled with this. My club face would get too open at the top of my backswing. My grip was pretty good. I didn't come over the top of it. I wasn't spinning or transition spinning like I see a lot of golfers. But because my club face was getting too open, you can see here at the top of the backswing, I really extend my left wrist. That number's, gosh, plus 39 right now, okay? I had to really twist the club face excessively to square it up, okay? Essentially, I was having to work way too hard. So I'd either hit hooks, or if I was late, I'd hit blocks. So it was a process, okay? It's just like for everybody, whether you're a better ball striker or whether you're a recreational golfer, I couldn't have really improved my feeling for what the club face was doing without biofeedback, which is what Hack Motion gave me working in my studio, okay? I'm going to show you how this thing works. I'm going to show you my original swing here. I probably see some yellows, maybe a red in here as I get this face open. But what I basically did here is I kind of rolled the club face open early. I got it very cupped at the top of the backswing, excessive extension compared to where it started. And then because I was forced to try and really catch up with my hands, I didn't really get my arms moving forward enough at impact, and I got a little scoopy, and it was just not good, okay? Really struggling. So it was a little bit more like this. So give it a little roll away, get it very open at the top of the backswing here, and there we go. And you can see how high it went into the screen. All sorts of issues here. I'm too extended at the top of the backswing. Gone from 23 degrees, which is pretty normal for me for my grip, to 37 degrees at the top of the backswing, and then I'm 22 degrees cupped. So I'm adding a lot of loft like so many of you, right? I'm turning my 8-iron pretty much into a 9-iron, so that just absolutely doesn't cut it. It wasn't as bad as that, but it was pretty bad, I have to tell you. So let's show you how I fixed it. What you do is you go into this diagnostic tool here, you press the volume button, you go to the top of your backswing to start with, okay? You hear that sound right there? That is a beautiful thing. Trust me, okay? What we do is we get this out of here, and now what I'm doing is I'm going to make some swings and Hack Motion based on my address position. This is what I love about it. It's based on your grip. If you have a weaker grip, you're going to be less than 10 degrees. If you have a stronger grip, you're going to be over 30 degrees. It's going to basically set those parameters for you, which I absolutely love, okay? You don't have to do any research on this. They've done all the research for you. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to take my grip. It's going to enjoy my grip because it's familiar with it. It's going to make a sound when I grip the golf club, okay? Here we go. There we go. That's the grip it likes, because that's my grip, okay? Now, if I get that face open, listen. Gone. You no longer hear it, okay? So if I get it in a good position, look at that. All right, so I'm not over rotating the face. You can hear the sound, okay? Get to the top of the backswing. Really good back here, okay? Watch what happens if I cut my left wrist. Gone. Again, not what I'm looking for. How in the world are you going to know to do that without working with a coach, first and foremost? Video camera, it's really hard to get in close enough to kind of see what's going on. Biofeedback, which is either the sound, of course, right, which is fantastic, or vibration mode, which may be even better, okay? It's going to make a world of difference to you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the top of my backswing. There's my grip. Go to the top. There's my old backswing. I'm going to make the adjustment. I love it. Now I'm going to do the same thing. See if I can keep that sound. There it is. Beautiful. Do it again. Close my eyes. There it is again. Not so good. Good. Okay. Then we want to hit one slowly. Okay. It likes my grip. Let's see if we can do it slowly. Hey, presto. There we go, right? So now all of a sudden here, I got my sound the whole time in my backswing. I swung at maybe 75%, all right? And all of a sudden, my benchmarks are way, way better, okay? I am at the top of my backswing, not overextending my wrist. I'm keeping it in a pretty flat position. As a result, I don't have to work as hard, guys, at impact. So many of you have working way too hard to square the face up. If it's open, it forces you to release early, okay? If I can get my wrist in a better position at the top of the backswing, it does like 4 things positively, okay? It puts the mass of the golf club behind the hands. It helps you shallow the golf club. You don't even have to think about it, okay? It forces your path to shift further to the right. For those of you that come over the top of it, of course, you have to come over the top because your face is wide open. So it's going to help you hit the ball more from the inside. And perhaps the most important thing for those of you looking for distance, it reduces dynamic loft. It turns my 8-iron back into my happy 7-iron. So I'm hitting the ball a lot further with a lot less effort. I don't know how you do it without biofeedback. These guys have absolutely knocked it out of the park. Go to the website. You can go to my description, get a little bit of a discount. Highly recommend them. But guys, take control of your club face. Feel something more than the grip that's underneath your hands. Take charge of the position of your face. It's so incredibly important. I hope that helps. If you think it could help somebody else, go ahead and share. If you have any comments, I always get back to everyone. And thank you so much for subscribing. We'll talk to you next time.